you guys just expanded to Miami. Tell us a little bit about that. I think you've been there a year, and as you were telling me just before we came on stage, they basically rolled out the red carpet for you.
Yeah, so actually Comcast was the introduction to Knight Foundation in Miami, and Comcast, and Gwyneth in particular from Comcast is a reason that we're there. They invested in us to see if we could be helpful with them helping to become a tech capital. They've attracted a lot of tech startups over the past couple years, and they know that the most important thing that they need to do is to actually have people that can be hired. Every city wants the salaries from the tech jobs. They want tech entrepreneurs to help to build companies and hire ideally locally. But in virtually every city, you see a broken pipeline from low income to high income, and especially from highly technical roles. In the past year, for every $5,000 that Knight Foundation had given CodePath, it resulted in a low-income Miamian getting a tech job at a place like Microsoft or Salesforce or other places. CodePath has now been ranked as one of Miami's top 5 tech ecosystem builders. The only other organizations are colleges, universities, as well as a bunch of our work has centered on auditing schools, seeing how good they are from an industry readiness standpoint. We have a long-term objective that we want 100% of our students and 100% of college students to just have technical work experience or have work experience as a part of their undergraduate. I mean, how many schools will you go to get a degree, but then you're not getting work experience that's connected to your major? If you're coming from a low-income background, then the odds are stacked against you with having to work multiple jobs, but it might not even be connected to your career. So we've been able to make really major inroads in Miami, from Miami-Dade College, Florida International University, most of the schools in South Florida, auditing what's there and then taking steps to accelerate the connection between jobs early on.
Yeah, which is an incredible. So I actually grew up in Miami, and when I was growing up, you never thought about going into the tech world, and it's such an interesting thing because similar to Philadelphia, it's also a minority-majority city. So you're helping that diverse population get into the tech world. How could we replicate that here in Philly? What does it take to really get people interested in technology and then really succeed at it?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of opportunities, partially because of how broken pipelines are. So as an example, coming from a low-income, underrepresented background, there's an 80% dropout rate freshman to sophomore year in computer science programs. You have a lot of people who have most of the prerequisites who are just dropping out. You look at the number of Black computer science students that are graduating with CS degrees, and you only have 8% of those that end up becoming software engineers. You have a lot of people already here, and then there's gaps. Now, I mentioned before you start with inspiration, but there actually are a lot of programs nationally and locally that are doing a good job in terms of inspiration. I think that there's opportunities with employers like Comcast to do partnerships that allow more direct work experience earlier, because part of the gaps after inspiration, after students are interested, is mentorship. It's connection, and that mentorship is a way to be able to then help to keep them going, to build those relationships, to build social capital. So I'd say there's already a population here which is pretty close, and that's where you can start. You can partner with organizations like CodePath, and we can do crazy things like create an entire degree program that we can put on top of a community college and partner with different companies. So I'd say that it's really more about the intentionality. Schools and employers working more collaboratively to look at the quality and the capacity of the tech talent pipeline and then to build incrementally.
And I think you were